We are hoping that President Lula could participate in the Global Peace Summit, that it will be in the middle of June in Switzerland upon the invitation of the Swiss head of state. And Russia is not there. That's a fact. Because Russians, they don't want to participate themselves, because Russians, they are not interested for the time being in negotiations. They only want an unconditional surrender of Ukraine, which is unacceptable, of course. So that's why we need the strong voice of Brazil in Switzerland and in many other forums to prepare this future negotiation position.
So there's our work today for trying to convince Brazil to participate on this meeting.
Of course, the invitation was conveyed to Foreign Minister Vieira when he was in Switzerland 2 weeks ago, and now this invitation lies on the table in the Planalto Palace, and I was honored to meet Ambassador Amorim a couple of days ago. We were speaking, of course, foremost about this invitation, and there is no reply yet. We would be grateful for Brazil's strong contribution, not just to put an end to this terrible war, but also in smaller initiatives like helping us to liberate Ukrainian kids who had been abducted from the occupied territories, helping us to achieve an exchange of prisoners of war. And my personal conviction is that Brazil can play not just an active role, but Brazil could play a crucial role as a player, as a global player, to help us stop this terrible war. You have direct access and contacts and channels to Russia, so you can have some influence, and if not as a mediator, but I think that Brazil could play an important role of facilitator to prepare the ground for some future talks, and I hope that my president will be able to visit Brazil this year during the presidency of Brazil in G20. It is a historic mission, and we support all the goals that Brazil is trying to achieve, especially combating world hunger and poverty. We would be ready, even now in times of war, to make a contribution to this global alliance against hunger and poverty through our initiatives like Grain from Ukraine, and we hope that that President Lula would find time to receive my president here, and the same as President Lula is invited to visit Kiev during this year. Brazilians shall know that Ukraine might be geographically far away now, the Ukrainian state, but we are proud as Ukrainians that this Ukrainian community of Brazil, which is at least 600,000 people of Ukrainian origin. I mean, they are all Brazilian citizens, but loyal citizens, but they preserve their traditions and faith and culture and even language since 130 years of migration. Ukraine is one of maybe top 10 nations that have helped to build up, to make this Brazilian state as strong as it is now, and not just as a leading player in the agribusiness worldwide, but also as a great cultural nation, and we are proud of this. And my message to our Brazilian friends here all over the country is: stand by Ukraine. Help us to finish this war in any way you see it fit. Brazilians' voice is important and shall be heard on the international scale.